Welcome to the Roots Revival with Food Prude, where we're going back to our roots and learning old-fashioned ways in a modern world. Hi, I'm Laura Lawrence, and I'm glad you're here with me.
Come along and cook with Laura. So right now we are flipping over our sourdough pizza crust that I cook in cast iron. I love using my cast iron, and I love using that recipe. I use that often with my homemade sauce and my homemade farmhouse cheddar cheese. That's from my cheese course. It's absolutely delicious, and I make it constantly. So this video is showing in sped up fast though, because I don't whip that good, but it's breakfast that I'm putting together. So I ripped up pieces of bread in the bottom of that beautiful dish there, and cut up some bacon slices that were already pre-cooked. I whipped up the 12 eggs and sprinkle that on top, and then I'm going to top it with cheese, and then we're going to bake that in the oven for a quick and easy breakfast. That just some stuff I need to get used up. The chickens are laying some great eggs right now, and we've got plenty in the refrigerator. Now I need to make a smoothie for the kids, so I'm kind of putting in stuff that I need to get rid of too. So there was avocado that needed to get used. I always put banana in there, and then you'll see I use my organic raw milk I get from a local farmer. That's fabulous. There is my homemade Greek yogurt that provides lots of probiotics that I like to put in there. Then I'm going to add in a bunch of other stuff like psyllium husks, flax. I have some elderberry syrup that need to be used up. I have some of this superfood powder that I bought that I need to get rid of. Then I also have some superfood green powder that I dehydrated from carrot tops and beet tops. Dehydrated, and then I ground it up, and that gets put in there. I got some brewer's yeast, some chia seeds. Let's see what else. I need to go grab something. Oh, there's a super green powder that I made. And then I've got some frozen fruit. We have some frozen strawberries left over from last year, which is great, in the freezer. Now we are moving on to making some queso fresco cheese, which you can find that recipe online at thefoodprude.com and just search queso and you'll get that. If you bring up the temperature of the cheese to about 170, you pull it off and then you add in the vinegar. I get the organic vinegar, which is double strength, so keep that in mind. It's double the strength of what you normally get at the store. You see it kind of curdled it, and I'm going to let that sit there for a little bit. Oh, I get it from Azure Standard. I forgot to say where I got it from, but yeah, so we get it from Azure Standard. It's organic vinegar. It's a pretty good price. So we're going to let it sit for a while, and we'll come back to it. Now I need to go ahead and shape out the sourdough honey butter rolls. This is an absolute favorite. I probably make these a couple times a week because we'll use them as a snack or a sandwiches of any sorts. And they're just really delicious. So the dough is extra sticky this time, which is okay. It's usually pretty soft dough, and that makes it a really pillowy, nice, soft roll, which is nice. But this one's a little extra gooey, and I knew that the night before the way I mixed it up, but it's okay. Just put a little bit of flour on my fingers, and you'll see I have to kind of keep getting more. And then I'm doing the pinch and pull method. This way you have a nice smooth top. I'm putting the smooth top facing down into the melted butter, and then as soon as I get them all done, I'll go ahead and rotate them in the butter, and then flip them for the smooth side up, and then let those rise for, depending on the temperature, a couple hours, and then we'll go ahead and bake them, and they are just pillowy soft. Help do that pinch and pull method. Also put some layers of like air pockets in it. It's just the perfect roll. And that recipe's online too. Let's see what we're going to do next. So I'm making these a little bit bigger than the recipe. I think the recipe says to go ahead and cut them into 16. Those would be your typical rolls, but sometimes I like to make them a little bit bigger so that I can make them, a little more sandwichy size. We're almost done. I kind of cut. I just cut them into whatever size. As you can tell, if you look at the rolls, they're not all equal the same size. If you are really particular, you go ahead and weigh out each roll. I am not. I'm a get her done. That's why my sourdough course is called Everyday Sourdough, because I just want to do everyday stuff, not be too particular about stuff. Oh, and now we're rolling it in the butter. That's the good stuff, right? Rolling, rolling, rolling. And kind of equally space them apart. You want to put them into a smaller pan so that like the rolls rise up and not out. So if you don't put too much space in between each of the rolls, they'll rise up and not out, which is good. Now we need to clean it up. So I use that bench scraper to scrape up the stuff. And now I use my homemade cleaner, which you can also find on my site. It's just vinegar and water. And that's the way I clean everything. Then it's safe and I don't mind putting my food on my counters. There's no weird ingredients or anything like that. Those are homemade tater tots. I made 30 pounds of potatoes into tater tots. And so I was just separating those out a little bit to cool them down. Then I'm going to put them in a freezer food saver bag that you'll see later how I do that. So these are my homemade sourdough tortilla recipe. And the secret recipe is, secret ingredient is lard. They just make delicious, totally pliable, soft tortillas that you can even use soft the next day. So I'm just kind of, I punched down the dough, broke them up, rolled them up. Now I'm just going to cover them for a couple hours, just kind of let the gluten relax a little bit more so that I can easily spread them out. You try to spread them out right now, they'll kind of keep scrunching up on you. So the key is to kind of like work it out, work it out. Oh, and then that was some spaghetti squash that I needed to get baked into the oven to use as a side dish for something. There's the smoothies. I'm going ahead to put them in the old fancy stainless steel cups that I absolutely love. I gotta clean up my mess, right? All right, here is the queso cheese after I have drained it. I'm going to this time kind of break it up and add some salt to it. And then we'll use that for nachos or tacos this coming up week. Just kind of breaking it up. So you can use that on anything, any casserole. It's quick and easy. You get to see how cheese is made. You don't have to have any fancy equipment or anything like that, or run it, or stuff. So that's a really nice, easy one to just go ahead and do. All right, let's see what else we're going to go do. Oh, yeah, there's the rolls. Yep. Now I'm putting those tater tots in an even layer into the food saver to vacuum seal it so I can have easy tater tots throughout the summer. The recipe's also online too. Close up of the dough. There's my tortillas. I'm rolling them out now. Who cares about the shape? Just have fun with it, right? I'm always using the cast iron. And there's the pizza. That's done and nice and bubbly. Oh, melted cheese. Always so good to look at, right? Flipping the tortillas. Boop. Enjoy.